Hello, and thank you for joining us today. I'm excited to discuss an increasingly important and timely topic that sits at the intersection of technology and security. Over here, you can see a table of contents that we will be covering through the presentation. Now, let's delve into the world of deepfakes and their potential impact on warfare. As digital technologies advance, the tools at our disposal grow more powerful and in some cases more dangerous. One such technology is generative artificial intelligence, which has made significant progress in creating realistic AI-generated fake images, videos, audio. Deepfakes are synthetic media in which a person in an existing video or image is replaced with someone else's likeness, often without permission. These are created using powerful techniques from machine learning and artificial intelligence, known as deep learning. Its results can be difficult to distinguish from reality. Now, in the context of warfare, the implications of deepfakes are profound and multifaceted. Imagine a scenario where deepfake technology is used to create a video of a political leader announcing a military action or disclosing a strategic decision that actually never happened. The confusion and chaos that could follow may lead to real-world consequences, affecting decisions made on the battlefield and diplomacy alike. For instance, deepfakes could be used to impersonate military officials, to manipulate public opinion, or spread disinformation during conflicts. These risks are not just hypothetical. Let's discover the potential of deepfakes to be used as tools of psychological warfare.
Okay, now moving on to the main characteristics. So we're going to start by the disinformation of campaigns. So what deepfakes do, as mentioned before, they create highly realistic, hard to detect fake news and propaganda, and this could decrease the trust that people have in institutions and the media. And they sway public opinion and influence political and military decisions. For example, a fake video of a leader declaring war might be completely fake and cause the citizens and everyone to be confused and panic everywhere. The second one is that these technologies can demoralize and confuse both soldiers and civilians by spreading misinformation. So a deepfake might falsely show significant casualties on one side and impact enemy morale and strategic decisions. And the third one would be impersonating officials or military leaders through deepfakes can lead to serious misinformation, as mentioned before, such as issuing false military orders or misrepresenting diplomatic statements, and this could potentially in some way lead to unintended military actions that country didn't want to do. Okay, now we're going to move on to the challenges. The first one is that the deepfakes is a technology that it's evolving, but it's really hard to detect. And the more it evolves, the more precise it is and the harder it is to detect. And it demands advanced detection tools and keep the pace with these AI developments that are going so fast. The second one is the viral nature of social media, meaning that deepfakes can become viral at any time and spread globally within minutes, making containment almost impossible as once misleading content is released. And the third one is that there's a significant gap in legal frameworks for addressing deepfakes, as they're pretty new, and they complicate efforts to manage their misuse without stifling innovation-free expression in some way. And also the impact on public trust and communication is that the ability to create realistic deepfakes erodes public trust in all media, leading to a climate where true information can be easily doubted as false. And all of this complicates a lot public discourse. And the second one is that in crisis situations, deepfakes can blur the line between truth and fiction, and they can mislead decision-making processes at critical times.
My fellow Russians. Today, I address you in a time of great crisis and humility. Our nation, which has always stood strong and resolute, now faces a dire situation. Our military, which we believed to be invincible, has been met with unexpected resistance from Ukraine. Their counterattack has pushed our forces back, and they now stand at the gates of Moscow. Furthermore, I must share with you the most distressing news of all. Ukraine has breached our defenses and taken control of our nuclear weapons system. This is a grave threat not only to Russia but to the entire world. In light of these developments, it is with a heavy heart that I must announce Russia's surrender in this conflict. We have fought valiantly, but it is clear that continuing this war will only lead to further devastation and loss of life. We must prioritize the safety and well-being of our citizens above all else. I urge all Russians to remain calm and cooperative during this transition period. We will work tirelessly to negotiate a peaceful resolution and ensure that our nation can move forward with stability and prosperity once again. And now, I must confess something that may come as a surprise to many of you. The speech which you are hearing was not delivered by Vladimir Putin. It was generated by an AI language model called ChatBot. The scenario described is purely fictional, created to demonstrate the power of artificial intelligence in generating realistic and persuasive content. Let's use this moment to reflect on the importance of truth and transparency in our world. May we always seek peace and understanding, even in the face of conflict. Thank you, and may God bless Russia. My fellow citizens. Today, I stand before you with a heavy heart as we confront the events that have unfolded in Moscow. It is with a sense of responsibility that I must address our involvement in these terrorist attacks. Yes, we collaborated with Islamists, including individuals associated with ISIS. Our actions were born out of necessity, a desperate attempt to protect Ukraine from the looming threat posed by the Russian people. In the face of aggression and intimidation, we were left with no choice but to seek unconventional alliances in defense of our sovereignty and our people. Let me be clear, no Russian civilian collaborating in the war effort may be considered innocent. As such, they deserved to die by ISIS fire. Our attack was to safeguard our nation from the horrors of war and oppression. We acted in defense of our homeland, our values, and our way of life. Let us also reaffirm our commitment to peace, justice, and the elimination of all accomplices to the Russian genocidal regime. Let us redouble our efforts to combat extremism in all its forms, standing firm against the forces of hatred and division that threaten to tear us apart. In the days ahead, let us come together as a nation, united in our resolve to overcome these aggressors and build a brighter future for ourselves and our children free of the Russian yoke. Let us rid our land of any and all ethnic Russians between the Carpathians and the Urals. Only then will Europe be free, once all Russians have been extinguished. And let us never forget the true cost of Russian violence and extremism, nor the sacrifices made by those who have fallen in defense of freedom. This video and speech were generated, and they show another way in which they can be utilized to boost your own troops' morale by depicting the enemy as barbaric and ruthless. May God bless Ukraine.
To conclude, an important danger in the field of information warfare is the rise of deepfakes. Deepfakes have the devastating ability to mislead and control public opinion, as proven by the case study presented in the presentation. Such falsifiable materials compromises national security, upends political stability, and erodes confidence in reliable sources of information. It emphasizes how important it is to remain vigilant when spotting and countering misinformation, particularly in the times of crisis. We have also identified some key current recommendations which could help. For example, investing in cutting-edge artificial intelligence tools to quickly identify and mitigate misinformation by detecting and flagging deepfakes. Another recommendation is start extensive efforts to alert the public about deepfakes and their risks, stressing the value of fact-checking and information. They can also establish global agreements and cooperative structures that spell out the precise legal repercussions for production and dissemination deepfakes with the intention of misleading and endangering people. Another recommendation is to create effective communication plans to quickly combat deepfake information. These plans should include the prompt distribution of accurate information via reliable sources. The last recommendation is to encourage cooperation between academic institutions, IT firms, and governments to exchange knowledge and enhance real-time deepfake detection tactics. Thank you very much, and thank you for listening.